Bienvenidos, mis amigos. Ladies and gentlemen, it is about that time. It is time to, Tony, we have another fantastic episode for you today. This interview is with Mr. Chuck Moreno, a.k.a. Carlos Moreno, a.k.a. That Mexican OT's father. What? We got That Mexican OT's dad on the podcast? Yes, we do. We absolutely do. That Mexican OT's dad is, I will say, he's a complete gentleman. He preaches discipline on this podcast. He preaches motivation. There's a lot of preaching on this episode. I feel like this is a motivational podcast. This episode is really what it is. I tried to give him a proper interview, but he said, "Shut your bitch ass up. I'm gonna preach motivation on this podcast," because that's what he is. He's a personal trainer. He's a fighting coach as well, and he's also had a cool story, and he got to share some of that story in this podcast. So. It was an honor to have That Mexican OT's dad on the podcast. We did the interview at his home. We were surrounded by That Mexican OT artwork. I was in a suit and tie. The video will be up on YouTube tomorrow. If you're listening today, what's the date? Today is May 29th, 2026. May 30th, 2026, the episode will be up on YouTube on video. So go subscribe to my YouTube. Go follow me on Instagram at TheTonyWellens. Go follow me on TikTok because I'll be posting silly little slut stuff on TikTok. I'll be posting. I'm like a girl on TikTok and YouTube Shorts. I'll be posting any and everything, and I'm kind of a bit of an influence now. I just be I don't know. I just take videos everywhere I go, and I do voiceovers of the. I'm an influencer. What do you want me to say? Okay, and it was a real honor to have That Mexican OT's dad on the podcast. If you're not familiar with That Mexican OT's work, he's a world famous rapper. So it was really cool to see where That Mexican OT got his confidence from, because it came from his dad, because his dad's a confidence guy, but he's also a sweetheart of a gentleman. He's this guy with huge muscles and a giant chain, and he looks like Cholo Dwayne The Rock Johnson, but he's a sweetheart of a man. He's a complete gentleman, and, man, it was an honor to have him on the episode. So enjoy the episode. Please go share Time to Tony with your friends and family. Go tell your mama about this podcast, because your mama gonna love this podcast, boy. Don't tell your daddy, because your mama gonna love this podcast. But seriously, go spread it with your friends and family, and go spread love, and go swim. It's summertime, and go enjoy life, folks. Ciao, está bueno. Enjoy the interview with Carlos Moreno, a.k.a. Chuck Moreno, a.k.a. That Mexican OT's father. Thank you. Enjoy. But so he was 12 and 13, and at an after party, you'd bring them home from the strip club. And then you'd wake him up, and he would body these fools?
Straight body him. Like, dude, he would verbally assault them so bad that grown men would want to fight him. I'm like, son, say whatever the fuck you want to say, because if he lifts his hands up, I'm going to stomp him through this kitchen floor.
Holy shit, that's great.
Like, so.
Was it freestyling?
Oh, yeah, always freestyling.
Say who, bienvenidos, amigos, time to Tony. Say who, bienvenidos, amigos, time to Tony. Say who. Mr. Chuck Moreno, bro.
Yes, sir.
Carlos Moreno.
Yes, sir.
A.k.a. That Mexican OT's dad.
That's correct.
Bro, first of all, we'll get this out of the way. You're That Mexican OT's father. How proud of your son?
First of all, immense pride for my son.
Yeah.
But not because of his success.
Mm-hmm.
The success I expected.
Right.
What I'm proud of is how well he handles the success.
Yeah.
That's what I'm proud of.
Man, he must be. Because he's a mainstream rapper now.
Yeah,
very mainstream.
He's pretty much an international superstar.
Yeah,
yeah.
It must have been crazy. I always say this. Once you start seeing the white boys flocking towards it, and then you've done all the shows. You were there from the get. I remember you saying you used to be the first guy to pull up at a shows, just you and all your homies.
That's right.
And now you're going to shows. You got white boys who are like, man, this fool can rap. This fool is like it. So that must be mind blowing. How old is he?
26.
He's 26.
Yeah.
And
damn. The coolest part is when I'm on stage and I see all the colorful faces.
Yeah.
The ages are, kids and parents, and everybody is going word for word with him.
Yeah.
And that's the coolest thing in the world to me is watching these people be so passionate about his music.
Yeah.
Because, great music, you can always feel great music.
Oh, yeah.
And, man, my son is just a brilliant storyteller.
Yeah. Okay. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. You used to have him rap for your friends.
Absolutely.
And you used to wake him up on school nights
Yeah.
to have him rap for the homies of yours.
Yeah.
Which you said you always kind of saw this happening for him, right?
Yeah. Well, I left in '01, came home in '08.
Yeah.
And when I left this brave 4-year-old kid.
Yeah.
And then when I came home to a broken 11-year-old, and I was like, I felt responsible for that. I felt like, I should have been there, and I couldn't, I beat myself up a lot about that for, being selfish enough to make bad decisions in my life that would take me away from him.
Yeah.
But you know what? Everybody has a story. You know what? This is just part of my story that it took for me to create who I am today. And in that, I was able to, break generational curses so that my son can go, blow past me.
Right.
Because I tell him all the time, I'm like, son, you're me on steroids.
Yeah.
And man, he's a beautiful soul. Man, he is really, since he was a kid, man, one of the kindest human beings I've ever, and I'm all, parents always bias, because as a parent, only if you have a kid will you understand this, because if your kid could be the biggest piece of shit in the world or the biggest winner in the world, but that's still your star.
Yeah, absolutely.
No matter what.
No matter what.
I felt obligated to try to show him that he had to be so sure of himself that the world had no choice.
Yeah, because, I mean, you seem like an incredible dad. And
man, I made a lot of mistakes,
Yeah.
There's no blueprint to being a child, an adult, a brother, a father.
Right.
There's no blueprint to life, So everything we do, we're figuring it out as we go. Some of us figure it out sooner than others. But as long as you figure it out and just live in healing. When I came home, I just wanted to be an example that healing was possible.
Right.
And retribution is there for anybody who's willing to put in the work.
How old were you when you had Virgil?
I was 25.
You're 25?
Yep.
Wow, okay. And
Yep.
you said you came home to a broken 11-year-old.
Yeah.
Tragedy had kind of struck.
He had just lost his mother.
Yeah.
I had been gone, over half a decade.
Do you mind speaking on that at all? Because I mean, everyone kind of knows, if anyone knows the history of it, it was his mother was tragically killed by a drunk driver, right?
That's correct.
Yeah.
There's.
Was she driving with somebody else?
She was in the passenger seat.
Okay.
They were on their way to the beach, and from what I understand, because I was in prison when it happened.
Yeah.
The woman who hit them head on had just gotten out of prison for DWIs.
Holy shit.
And didn't have her driver's license, was drunk driving again. And she swerved into their lane, hit them head on. And back then, it was, I believe she was in an Oldsmobile. And back then, they didn't have the mechanism on the engines where it drops. So if you hit a head on the engine, it all breaks the brackets and the engines automatically go down. Well, those still, and the engine block came in and crushed her. And she stayed alive for a little bit in the I guess in the emergency room, and then shortly after passed.
Were you still close with her at this point?
We always had, a type of friendship. She would come visit me. She would bring my son to visit me. She wrote me 2 or 3 times a week because he would have her writing me. I mean, even at, 5, 6, 7 years old, he was still trying to send me music.
Yeah.
And write. Even though he didn't know how to spell correctly.
Yeah.
But it's, I mean, for me, coaching, training, fighting, all these things saved my life. Music saved my son's life.
Music saved your stuff. Beautiful, yeah.
And just in our 2 stories, that's why I encourage everybody that I coach or, even get a hand to be able to have a conversation with. I just want to encourage everybody to find something you're passionate about and then just bust your ass with it.
Yeah.
Because first of all, it'll never feel like work. Because you get to play because you're doing something you love.
Yeah.
And anything you aggressively attack and hit with all your energy, there's no way you're gonna fail. There's just no way you're gonna fail. Even if in the beginning you can't see the finish line, that's totally fine. It's totally fine. And if anybody tries to talk you out of them, man, buck them. Because you know what? like I said, so what I meant by when I said I came home to a broken 11-year-old is,
Yeah.
I could see in his spirit that he had lost things, or
Right.
his innocence and his joy,
Okay.
you know. And me coming home, I was straight convict mode.
Yeah, I remember you saying that you were still kind of like
Oh,
in that
completely
mindset.
institutionalized,
Right.
completely. But I was still hungry for healing,
Mm.
if that makes sense.
Yes.
So I put myself in. I did over 5 years of therapy. I just did another year of therapy just this last year
Right.
because, um,
What are you doing? Better help?
just mental,
Oh,
just
okay.
so I can figure out why I keep making these mistakes in my life.
Okay, so you're not going to talk therapy.
Yeah.
Are you going to talk therapy?
What's that, talk therapy? What do you mean?
When you sit down with a therapist, like a
Yeah.
professional? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I do that. I don't think they heal. Therapy in itself doesn't heal you.
Okay.
It just, well, this is my experience. So, first of all, it made me aware
Okay.
of what was wrong first.
Yeah.
And then from that awareness, you can figure out how to live with it and cope with it, and figure out how to make better decisions through it. Because a lot of the things that we do in life, we build up these different PTSDs, and we have these different reactions in life. Um, and we don't even consciously understand why we do it,
Mm.
but it's just things that make us feel safe, you know?
Right. Okay.
And, I want to be able to cognitively live life.
Absolutely.
And be a responder instead of a reactor, because being a reactor is what sent me to prison.
Yeah. I mean, so do you mind speaking on that? Where did you end up becoming? Why did you end up going to prison? What
It
was
was an aggravated assault with a deadly weapon.
Really? Against whom?
Man, just a guy.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna get too far into that, but
Yeah.
it was a decision I didn't have to do, but at the time, I made a very irrational, emotional decision,
Yeah.
and I had to suffer the consequences for that.
Yeah.
And every day of my life that I was in prison, I actively would tell myself, okay, what do I have to do to be better than this?
Right. But your first time going into prison, I just spoke.
I've never been gang related.
Yeah.
Been a schoolboy and athlete my whole life.
Yeah.
Gangs just never turned me on in any form or fashion. In my mind, I'm like, if I'm gonna be in a gang, I should be telling you what to do, because I know I'm much smarter than you are.
Yeah.
And
El Chapo, yeah.
I've never been much of a follower. I don't really follow people.
El Jefe over here, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
the boss, man.
that's my son. He's
Yeah.
a boss. I mean,
He's a
he's
fucking
already a
boss, yeah.
legend.
He really is. Yeah.
Yeah.
He absolutely is. I like that. He was the reason why, or you were the reason why he went on Joe Rogan. He said that on Rogan, that he was like, man, I'm really only doing this because my pops is a big fan of Rogan.
Yeah.
I like to hear that.
And
a lot.
because I knew it was coming, I just didn't know when.
Yeah.
And I was like, son, when you do that, I fucking have to be there.
Were you there?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so
dude, I
bro-
literally cried. It was like 2 hours 40-something minutes, and man, I was just in tears of the pride, the joy, just listening to my son. Basically, because all these years I was like, man, is this motherfucker even listening?
Yeah.
You're like, fuck, is he listening?
Yeah.
And when
Who, Virgil, your son?
Yeah.
Okay.
So when I hear him literally recycling my words and using them for himself and his own integrity, that was like, dude, that had me just literally bawling out there
Bro.
in the lobby watching it live.
You were watching it live in the lobby.
Yeah, so they were in their green room doing it, and I'm just
Dog, what is the inside of Rogan's studio look like?
Baller.
Baller?
Yeah, man. Joe is a mastermind, and of course he's
He's filthy rich as well too.
Yeah.
That helps a little bit.
Yeah, he has some really cool things, and he practices the discipline,
Yes.
and I think to be a great human being, whether that man or woman, you have to have discipline.
That's what I'm starting to learn, man. I'm trying to be a more disciplined individual.
Yeah.
I
mean, because without that, you're just chaotic. If I don't have structure and something to do every single day,
Yeah.
dude, it's so easy to be chaotic and
For real.
just
Absolutely.
fuck it up.
Especially being a stand-up, I feel like sometimes we take pride in being a little bit chaotic and living by the seat of our pants, but there's got to be a balance, I think.
Well, even in that chaos, there has to be structure, and you
Yeah.
have to have a game plan.
Yeah.
You know, and let me circle back about game plans.
Okay.
Don't get stuck on the plan.
Mm-hmm.
Live in action. You know, because the only way to win a championship is executing.
Yeah.
You could have the greatest game plan in the world, but as long as you're game planning for 50 years, you haven't executed anything in 50 years.
True. Yeah.
So sometimes you got to throw the plan out the window and just execute some shit.
Absolutely.
You know, for me, when I came home, I did a 90-day calendar where I told myself accomplish one thing a day, and in 30 days you'll be an accomplishing person.
What were you accomplishing on those days?
I mean,
just like
simple things.
Okay.
Get your driver's license. Get your Social Security card.
Oh, this
get
is when
a job.
you first got out.
You know, that's what I did to stay grounded.
Okay.
Because in prison, the only way to survive and not go insane, because I did 2.5 years in SEG.
What is SEG?
SEG. Administrative segregation. So that coffee table was my whole life, 24 hours a day.
Really?
I could take 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
24 hours a day for 2 years.
They would roll the shower to you, so you never left.
Why? Because of your charges?
Man, I had knocked out a lieutenant, beat up a CO5.
God damn, really?
Yeah.
Hell
so,
yeah. Well, I shouldn't say hell yeah, but
yeah.
stand your
Well,
ground.
you know, it's a different lifestyle. I don't wish prison on my worst enemy, and I don't have any enemies at all.
Yeah.
But man, the Texas penal system they're not trying to reform people, bro. That's the new cattle. You know, they want you got a longer shelf life, you know, because it's just the new cattle. They don't even talk about cattle anymore in Texas. They just talk about prisons now.
It is a big prison state, man.
And that, you know, you want to know how crooked your society is? Count how many laws they have. So somebody had to break these laws so that they could create it. I mean, look how they founded this entire nation.
Yeah.
You know, when I was a kid, I hated everything about myself. I hated being Mexican. I hated being Indian.
You
I
hated being Mexican?
everything. Yeah, because when I was a kid, you know, the winners always rewrite history.
Yeah.
And so when they rewrote history, they made the Mexicans and the Indians always the bad guys.
You're right.
We're always the outlaws, you know. So
and all those westerns usually are, you know, cowboy films or.
So we're always the bad guys. So even when we played cops and robbers as a kid, I never wanted to be the cop. You know.
Wow. Yeah.
I'm not a villain, but I'll always be an outlaw.
I love that.
Yeah.
I'll always be an outlaw. I love it. You know, one of my heroes is Willie Nelson, and he's an outlaw till the day he dies. You know, always bending the rules and going against the grain and never abiding by the rules. You know, making it work for him.
I encourage people to always pull out their machete and pave their own way through life.
Yeah.
Because if you know, when we're created in God's image. If you're spiritual in any form or fashion, and if we're created in God's image, that makes us very much God-like because we're creators.
Bro, we're preaching today on Time to Tony.
So, if you're God-like and you're following somebody else's routine, you're not being creative in your life. And the only way to be the human being you were created to be is to constantly be creative. Does that make sense?
No, absolutely, yeah.
You know, and that's the only way that we're going to be able to be, what we were created to be. You know, and to me, if you're clocking in on somebody else's clock, you're just another brick that builds a pyramid, and we need bricks.
We need bricks.
We need, because the pyramids have to be built. But I'm never going to be just a brick. If that's what
I've, you know, nobody wants to be a garbage man, but somebody's got to take.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to do it, you know. And you know, I've kind of come to that point in my life, and I'm like 28. You know,
Man, you're still in puberty. That's a beautiful age, bro.
I've gone through a lot, bro.
Oh.
I've gone through a lot in the past couple of years. I've grown a lot too, man. I just keep going, keep persevering, keep pushing through. You know, just trying to groove my way through this world and try to make something of it all. You know.
You know, but only through adversity do you build integrity, bro.
Yeah.
Because only the pain. Excuse me.
You're fine.
The only thing that will make a human being change is pain, whether it be emotional, spiritual, mental, especially physical. You put enough pain in somebody's ass, they'll change.
Well, good. I've been going through all of it.
And like, don't ever be sad about it.
Yeah.
You know what I learned is when I'm going through adversity, to smile at it and say thank you.
Okay.
And live in the appreciation of it.
That's beautiful.
Because only through that am I being better.
Yeah.
Because winning is winning. Nobody ever learns from winning.
Nobody,
right?
Yeah.
Only through the pain do you evolve. What's life all about? Evolution, right?
Evolution, yeah.
So as a human being, if we're not in constant progression, we immediately go into regression.
Okay.
There's don't go to the gym for a day. Don't eat for a day. Don't go to work for a day. Don't just stay in bed for a day and watch how you regress. It's hard the next day to get out and do things.
Absolutely, yeah.
So the only way for us to stay in evolution is to stay progressive. And it's not always easy because, we are emotional beings. Man, we're physical beings, but we still have emotions.
Oh, absolutely.
We're human.
Yeah.
And we have to control those. You have to control those emotions. And I mean, I'm 51, bro, and I'm still practicing.
You look great for 51, by the way.
Still trying to perfect this.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's called, managing your emotions.
Yeah.
You know? And I mean, read everything you can get your hands on. Read it all.
Okay.
Read. And everything you read is just words until you apply it. And only through the application does it become wisdom.
You still read a lot to this day?
Yes.
Hell yeah.
My son too, man. I remember, I'd go coach at the gym and then I'd come home, and if I saw him playing the PSP or something, I'd be like, all right, you don't want to be brilliant? Well, I'm going to show you how to be a hard worker. So eventually I started coming home and he'd be reading.
Yeah.
And then eventually it turned into like, hey, Dad, can we go to the bookstore? I'm like, fuck yeah, we can. Let's go.
Really?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And I don't know, man. If that, the saying, if you're going to be dumb, you better be tough. That is
absolutely.
a fact.
Yeah.
So I don't want to be tough. I want to be a nerd.
Yeah.
So I told my son this whole time, I'm like, son, fuck being a gangster. Be a nerd. Your generation's telling on us anyway.
Yeah, I know. The gangster stuff, leave it for somebody else,
Man, I want to be a nerd, man. I want to be a gentleman. So that's what I encourage everybody, every man especially, constantly be a gentleman. And in being a gentleman, that means you're forced to be professional at all times.
Yeah. Be
a professional person. Be cordial, be respectful, be helpful. Be the guy that can be depended on. Even if you're not always dependable, be the guy that people are going to want to turn to for help.
Yeah, and you do. It's funny because you have this image about you where, on the face, you seem like this kind of intimidating type of guy. And I met you right there at Mitzi's. Very, respectful right off the bat. You're over shaking everybody's hands. And I'm like, wow, this is a heck of a guy right here, where you look very, you know what you look like. You're stocky, you look kind of like a cholo Dwayne The Rock Johnson. And, I mean, it's just like this guy, I wouldn't expect you to be so opening to, like welcoming all these individuals.
I haven't always been like that. I practiced that. I remember when I was in prison, I had a dream. And I was looking at myself in the mirror. My teeth started falling out, and I was just pulling them out. And what I would sit and meditate and try to figure out. I was like, what the fuck did that mean? And
those are the dreams you have.
That was a dream that I had. Particular.
I've been having the same fucking dreams, kind of.
Well, for me, the way I translated it was that I had a great smile, and I just never used it. Because I remember growing up, I'd try to wrestle, play around my dad, and he'd be like, son, man, don't play. And so I was always serious. Like I even was in relationships and my ex would be like, why are you always so serious? I mean, kind of was trained like that.
Yeah.
And I had to literally break that. That's why I'm so affectionate with my son. We could be he can walk in the front door, I walk in the back door, and there could be 5,000 people in a room, and we're always gonna find our way to each other, hug each other, and kiss each other on the cheek, tell each other we love each other.
I love that.
And that's I always wanted that bridge to be open, to be able for my son to be affectionate.
Yeah.
And he is. My son is a great father.
And he's a father too?
Yeah.
I didn't know you had any children.
No.
How many grandchildren do you have?
2 now, but he keeps things private because
I mean, you got it, bro.
people are, you know, I appreciate his fans. It's just sometimes people they just don't understand boundaries very.
No, I know it's
And
strange.
and I know in their lives it's always like that is their own in their mind. This is my only opportunity to see you, but the entitlement of people. They feel like they deserve it. But I mean, so I remember being on the road, going from podcast to podcast to podcast, literally all day. None of us have eaten. Everybody's hungry. We finally get an opportunity to sit down,
Yeah.
and they put us in this private room, and a guy and his kid come in, and um, he's like, "Hey, man, you think I could take a picture?" My son's like, "Yes, just let me eat, please." And the guy was like, "Damn, man, I'm trying to leave. I'm about to leave." Like just that entitlement right there.
Jesus Christ.
Like, dude, you have no idea what we've been through today.
Yeah.
Like it's just, so people can just be really weird sometimes.
Was he a famous individual or he was just a nobody?
It was just some fan
Wow.
that wanted to take
It's a little
picture.
aggressive for a fan.
Dude, and that happens a lot more than you would think.
Really?
I was watching something on TikTok earlier, and this girl was like, "He's so rude. He's the rudest." Well, you know what? You have to understand what he was dealing with throughout that day. So you're probably the 1,000th plus person
Yeah.
who tried to come interview him, try to have a conversation, and a lot of these people just come with some really dumb shit.
Yeah.
And like he's just, he's human,
Yeah.
just like anybody else. People get fed up.
Oh yeah. I
You
can
know,
only imagine. Yeah.
If people were coming at you with constant, and a lot of times what happens is one person will know exactly who he is,
Yeah.
and then 100 people won't know who he is, but they know he's somebody, so they want to piggyback that,
Yeah.
so he's like, tell me 3 songs. If you
Oh,
can
really?
tell me 3 songs, I'll take a picture. And a lot of times they can't.
Yeah.
But I'm like, so why are you wasting my time and my energy? Because every time we're energy beings, so every time that you communicate with somebody, you're swapping energy.
Yeah.
Not all energy is good,
Yeah. No, it's not.
and you really have to be picky with that, especially him. And that's why he guards himself so much. And
He doesn't do the greeting meets as much anymore.
yeah, I mean, he loves his fans.
Okay, yeah.
Everything he does is for his fans.
Yeah.
Like he's not an anal person at all. Like he's a gentleman. He loves his fans. And he's passionate about what he does.
Absolutely, gotta love it.
And just people can just really be weird sometimes.
Yeah, I know, buddy. Yeah,
So like, I mean,
I've seen it firsthand with some of my big comic friends.
yeah, just
They get strange. Yeah, especially those Kill Tony, those goblins that come out of the woodworks and they're just like, they just fan over someone like crazy.
yeah, for real. And man, people are just weird sometimes.
Oh yeah, bro, I know.
And you know what? A lot of times people don't even know they're being weird. They just their social skills are just kind of awkward.
Mm.
And you just I don't know, because communicating it takes practice. Like to circle all the way back to my dream, the smile, not utilizing it. So when I came home, I wanted to practice more being outgoing. So now if you're within arm reach of me, I'm gonna say something to you, because the human psyche has always fascinated me, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so people are intriguing to me.
Yeah.
And I want to know about people all the time. I want to know their history. Like I went to this restaurant in Bay City just day before yesterday. Went to a steakhouse. I'm sitting at the bar eating, and I just strike a conversation with this gentleman. And he's an older cat, and I just wanted to listen to him.
Mm-hmm.
I hope that when I get old, somebody wants to listen to me.
Love listening to older people. Yeah. Yeah.
And turns out I inspired him to start writing poetry again. He actually was a very brilliant poet. He recited like 5 or 6 different poems he wrote, and every single one of them were I was like, wow.
Wow.
There was so much depth in it.
Yeah.
I wrote a lot of poetry. I drew a lot when I was in prison.
Yeah.
I'm not a musician. That's my son's. That's his craft. That's his gift.
Yeah.
And you know, people just fascinate me.
Absolutely.
You know, and
Absolutely.
I could have a conversation with the president and be comfortable, and I can have a conversation with a crackhead and be comfortable.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Versatile man.
Yeah.
Versatile man.
And it's you know, I try to ask open ended questions to people.
Absolutely.
You know.
Can so when you said you came back home from being, you said you were very institutionalized. How did you get out of that, and what does you being very institutionalized look like, Your brain was just kind of zapped, you were
Well, like this is a good example. I remember, so my ex would be like, "Hey, Daddy, what do you want to eat?"
Yeah.
And that would stress me out so much. I would just go stand in the bathroom.
Why would that stress you out so much?
I hadn't made that decision for over half a decade.
Oh, true, yeah.
Like, I ain't decided what I wanted to eat. You
Yeah.
just fucking eat what's in front of you.
Wow.
Like in prison, you pull out a hair and you keep eating.
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't fucking say, "Oh man, there was a hair in my food."
Yeah.
I've been through lockdowns to where they would give you one roll of toilet paper a week, and they weren't letting you go to store to buy extra food,
Mhm.
so you were only eating what they gave you, which was fucking. I'd go to my son's elementary when I got home, and I was like, "Fuck, y'all got so much more food than we got."
It was shit food.
Not only was it shit, it was just the amount was so little.
Really?
That's why they say in prison, don't shake the spoon, like, because they'll get it a big old heaping and then shake the spoon and then pour it.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
yeah.
don't shake that fucking
Bro,
spoon.
let a brother get a little extra.
And they don't.
Oh my
And
goodness.
so true story. I remember for like 3 months straight, bro, I had to contemplate how many rolls of toilet paper I was going to eat and down water so that my stomach would feel full enough to sleep at night. And still need toilet paper to wipe my ass.
Yeah.
So, like, you're like, what do you do? And that's a real life scenario. I had to do that.
Really?
You eat toilet paper and drink water just to feel full, because I would be so hungry at
Eat
night.
toilet paper?
You couldn't sleep. Yeah.
Oh my God. How much toilet paper do you think you consumed in prison?
I mean, rolls of it. And remember, you only have one roll a week.
Crazy.
only
That's
have one roll a
insane,
week.
bro.
So you count the plies. Like, I knew how to divide what I was going to use, how many plies it took to use the restroom, how many versus to how many I could afford to waste by eating.
Jesus Christ. They couldn't. Yeah, you really don't want them to shake the spoon. You're going to
No.
have to eat some
I
cotton.
mean, and like, who are you going to complain to?
Yeah, I mean,
You know? And again, like, so, and then you have these little white guys, whatever color, white, black, Mexican,
fuck
but
it.
you have these young guys
yeah,
who never have power in any area of their life.
yeah.
They get this job through Job Corps.
yeah,
Then
yeah,
they
yeah.
come in and they're like, now they got power over men like me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you should allow me to mentor you,
Yeah.
because I could show you how to never work here again
Yeah, fool. Come
and have a
on.
real job.
Yeah.
And there, every once in a while, you run into a guy who still had humanity in him,
Yeah.
but it really lacks humanity in there. Because they don't look at you as a human being anymore. They look at you as a number.
Yeah.
And they don't give a fuck if you're happy, you're sad, you're hurting. They don't care. Like, literally. And then on top of that, it's you and 2,000 other men. And if you show any type of fracture in your infrastructure, you have 2,000 motherfuckers who are going to try to exploit that every day. So when I came home, I was literally emotionless, because if you're emotional in prison, you're food,
Why?
because people see that as weakness.
If you're emotionless?
Emotional.
Oh, emotional.
So
Oh, yeah.
I completely had to be disconnected from the world. I had to not worry about what my chick was doing, not worry about how my son was, not worry about my parents. I couldn't worry about what was happening out here.
Yeah. Which is tough.
It's
really tough.
For a while, it was impossible.
Yeah.
And then you just, through practice, because everything in life is practiced. Anything you practice, you can perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why when I came home, I didn't realize how disconnected I was. I was home about 4 years, and I remember one of my best friends, we're sitting at his house chilling, and he's like, "Hey, bro, it's good to finally have you back home. And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? I've been home. He's like, no, you're finally
You're
being
finally
yourself
here.
again.
Wow.
You know?
4 years it took you.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I didn't even, you don't realize that because it's just your life.
Yeah.
This is your experience. This is what you're living. You're in the storm.
Yeah.
You know, and you don't realize, man, you just, it takes a lot to be aware.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and the therapy helped me a lot with that, with the awareness, because I started remembering things from childhood, because all adult traumas spawn from childhood trauma. And you know, you just learn different coping mechanisms of how to live with things and how to grow from things.
Right.
Because if you're not growing from your pain, you're just victimizing yourself.
You got to grow, bro.
You know, and you can't be a victim and your own hero at the same time.
No. Yeah.
You're either going to be your hero or you're going to be your victim. You know, and like, that's why it's hard for me to see people with normal day-to-day problems and they're just so stressed out and overwhelmed. I'm like, dude, nobody's even trying to kill you.
That's why I'm so fascinated with prison, you know, guys that go into prison, because, you know, you don't realize how great your life is outside of, you know, I mean, you have all the opportunity in the world to do all this stuff. And then, you know, prison guys get this mentality and they come out, and then some guys make a beautiful career out of it and beautiful life out of it. And I'm just, yeah, it's like you're in the free world. You're not behind bars, you know?
You know,
which, like you said about the
you
whole,
know, when I came home, I was completely humiliated that I just got out of prison. It was I was embarrassed.
yeah,
And some people take pride in it. I was humiliated that had just gotten out of prison. You know, that was one of the most embarrassing experiences in my life.
yeah.
You know, because I mean,
What year was it when you got out of prison?
I did from 01 to 08.
01 to 08.
Yep.
7 years.
Yep.
In the same prison?
No, you get moved around it. In those 7 years, I only did 8 months in minimum custody. The rest was in medium, high security, and seg.
Mm.
You know,
And you did 2 years in the seg.
2 years, 6 months, and a day.
Wow.
You know, and you know what? I would power cry almost every day, bro, because you literally wake up and you see the same. It takes a toll on you mentally and emotionally.
I could only imagine, bro.
You know, I would play chess with guys through the AC vents, and
You'd play chess with guys for the AC event.
yeah, so you call your numbers, you know,
Yeah.
for the moves. And you know, I knew everybody's voice. Like I recognized their voice like the back of my hand. And to this day still don't know what they look like.
Holy hell. Do guards know you're playing chess through the AC events?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean they really just leave you alone back there.
Oh, wow.
I mean, cuz there's no movement.
Are you still doing push-ups? Are you still doing all that
Oh,
stuff?
I used to wake up at 3 a.m. and work out all the way to 10 a.m. every day.
Holy hell.
I'd start training at 3 and I'd work all the way to 10 a.m. And then, you know, I would take little breaks to eat breakfast, little breaks to eat lunch. And then you bird bath, then you clean your cell. And then I read, pray, meditate. And I'd be in bed by 7 o'clock every night.
Wow.
You know,
Very lonely existence, huh?
dude, the hardest part about prison is not staying alive. It's dealing with the loneliness. Because, again, you're around 2,000 men who don't give a fuck about you at all.
Yeah.
Everybody smiles in your face, but everybody is a wolf in sheep clothing. Everybody presents themselves as your friend, but they just want something from you.
Yeah. Well, so are you able to listen to music at all?
I mean, yeah, if you can get reception. You know, a lot of the times for years, I only had talk radio.
Wow.
So I would listen to just talk radio at night, maybe a little country, you know.
What I remember you telling a story about you flushing a phone down the toilet.
Yeah, 2 cell phones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were you able to get weed in there too?
Yeah, I'm getting pounds of weed.
You were getting pounds of weed in
Yeah.
there, but you're not smoking in seg though.
Yeah.
You were smoking in seg.
Yeah.
Wow. How who would? Well, you don't want to incriminate who would do it, but
Well, the guards obviously brought it.
yeah.
You know,
So you'd buy from the guards.
no, I would have them meet my people in the world, and
Yeah.
they would bring it to me. You know?
Wow.
And you know, when you're only making $25,000 a year, an extra $1,000 a year, or an extra $1,000 a month is a lot of money.
Is this Fed time?
No, it was state.
Okay.
Yeah. You know, they I remember, so when I went to SEG, it was, I flushed the phones, flushed the weed, knocked out the lieutenant, beat up the CO5, because at that time they were giving like 99 years away for cell phones.
99 years
Yeah,
for a cell phone.
because that's considered like uh, attempt of escape, or you know, because there's just a lot you can do with having a cell phone.
Holy shit.
And and at this time they had really cracked down because a guy had called a judge. He had got sentenced and literally called the judge and threatened him, and the judge was like, "What? How the fuck?" You know. So they really cracked down on us, and that's why they were making it so severe. So I told myself, if they ever come in, I'd rather take an assault case because I'm gonna get less time.
Jesus Christ.
But yeah. So anyway, they caught me with the phones. They did this and that, and they sprayed me, beat me up. They beat the shit out of me. Threw me in the hole. I did 120 days in the hole. Every 30 days they would bring me out for 1 hour, put me back in. It was completely dark. It was a dim light that was in there. Dude, for like whole 30, 45 days after that, you know anything, because it's always hot in there.
Golly.
There was no AC in the red brick units I was at, so there's no AC, no heat. So you would literally see heat waves coming up between your feet. And every time you start to sweat, that pepper spray would start burning again.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, I remember that. You know, my first 2 years in prison, I wasn't really learning a lesson. It took me, you know, because when you think it's bad, it can always get worse. So I went from the pan straight to the fire. So I was already in prison. They put me inside prison, inside of a prison. And that is where I really found out who I am as an individual, and where I really found out that I'm fucking unbreakable, you know. And I would power cry because I would hear guys going crazy all around me, and I just wanted to go crazy too. I just wanted to be able to just go crazy and just not be here no more.
When you say guys going crazy, where they're just screaming like,
yeah, just dude, they would like literally go on shifts just banging, doom, 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 just constantly banging.
Fuck, bro, please stop the doom, doom, doom.
Dude, I had a guy that was my neighbor, and I fed him a few items before, and then when I stopped giving him stuff, he got pissed off.
You had a little prison pet.
They have connected writing tables.
Yeah.
And literally, I don't know how he was on point and on time like this, because he didn't have a radio or anything over there.
Yeah.
And he would hit the table from like 11 o'clock at night to like breakfast in the morning. He'd go, doom, doom, doom.
All right, here's your snack.
I did not break.
You did
I was like,
break.
fuck you. You know, fuck you. And like, why talk shit? I've never been a guy who's like, I'm going to kill you. I tell everybody, don't, because killers don't say I'm going to kill you. You just don't wake up no more.
Wow.
Don't be that guy who threatens everybody, because now you're just that guy who threatens everybody.
Yeah. Were those guys the big talkers in prison?
There were some, the loudest. They always say the loudest guy in the room is the least intimidating.
Is that usually the case in prison?
It's a fact.
Yeah.
A lot of these guys are like dogs. They bark, 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 and when you open the gate, they run under the house.
Yeah.
Like I don't mind guys barking.
You see any fools get cracked in prison?
Oh, bro, yeah. I seen the penitentiary take a solid dude and break him, and then I seen the penitentiary get a weak dude and turn him into a complete monster.
Really?
So it's really, everybody has a fight or flight instinct, and you're either going to be a victim or you're not.
What was it like when you first got into prison? Were you
terrifying?
Yeah,
terrifying. Because you never know what's happening on the other side of the doors when you get there. And that's why, I don't, like this weekend, I'm going to talk to a group of fighters here in town, and just hopefully give them hope. Because the scariest human beings in the world is a hopeless human being, because they're unpredictable. And like, that's why I want to reach kids. Because fucking adult, you're too grown to still be making these dumbass decisions.
Right.
Like they, you know, I hate these people who blame their parents, blame that. It's always you know, you're the common denominator in every situation. And if you're still victimizing yourself, just go kill yourself.
Yeah.
Like, what value do you have?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I tell my employees all the time, I'm like, or guys I'm working with or working around, whatever the scenario, you're either an asset or a loose end. And what do they do to loose ends? They cut them the fuck off. Make yourself an asset in every room you're at. That means be a good helper, be a good team player, be a good leader, you know.
Always be a good asset, yeah.
And that's why I try to really reach out to these young guys, because if they're in trouble, is because they're in a hopeless place in life.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to always give somebody hope somehow, because as long as you have a breath, there's hope. There's hope.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing to say.
Yeah.
Some people need to hear that sometimes.
And like, I mean, because even I, you know, because life is insane, bro. Like, life is never gonna just be easy, you know. And if life has been easy for you, you're just spoiled and you have no integrity anyway.
Yeah.
That's why you see all these spoiled kids. They, you know, you go to their house and they got dirty dishes everywhere. Because everybody did everything for them their whole lives. I don't want to be around people who haven't been through pain.
Yeah.
At all.
I think adversity does shape a person into
greatness. Again, only through adversity do you get integrity.
Yeah.
Because without that, you don't even understand what life is yet.
Mm-hmm.
Because you've had it so easy. You know, and that's why I tell everybody, you know, when you die, your legacy isn't the dollar amount you leave behind. Your legacy is the information and the blueprint you gave to all the people you loved and all the people you had an impact on, to show them how to live a successfully peaceful life. Because success isn't always a dollar amount. Success is the peace you can find in life. Because I know broke people who are happier than rich people.
Yeah.
You know?
I know, it is kind of strange sometimes.
You just have to have peace. You know, my grandmother is a prime example, man, my whole life. And I watched her just live with the bare minimums of life, but still always live a grateful life.
Mm.
Do you know what I mean?
Was
and
she a spiritual person?
Happy. Yeah, she's extremely spiritual. You know, when I was in prison, because I was raised non-denominational Christian.
Uh-huh.
I studied Christianity, Catholicism, Judaism, Taoism, Buddhism. I learned how to read and write Hebrew and Arabic to study the Quran. And I feel like when we get to heaven, there's going to be all kind of religions, because I don't think religion is going to get you to heaven. I think your relationship with your spirit and your Father, you know, everybody's different. I don't judge anybody for what they believe. I actually respect them for just believing in something enough to make a spiritual investment in that.
Yeah.
You know, and I hope that through my actions, through the way I live my life, people would want to ask me. And if you ask me, I'll happily tell you. But I'm not the kind of person who pushes my spirituality on anybody. You know?
Yeah, it's kind of annoying when sometimes and I feel like that's a big prison thing. Guys get out of prison and they're always talking about the book. They're always talking about, you know, they're pushing God.
You know,
God.
I was never I stayed solo the whole time in prison, but I wasn't the guy that was the Christian so I couldn't. Most people in gangs who try to get out of gangs turn to Christianity or whatever to get out of it. I never was in it, so I didn't need anything to get out of it.
You were no gang affiliation in prison?
Ever.
Okay.
And again, because I'm like, how are you going to tell me what to do? And I know I'm smarter than you.
True. Yeah.
You don't get visits. You ain't got no money, and you ain't got no pay. You ain't got no letters.
Yeah.
You know, people love me still in the world.
Yeah.
Because I don't burn bridges. I try to go, like when you see me interacting with people,
right?
I'm trying to build bridges with everybody. You know, and I want to have a conversation with everybody, because I may have the opportunity to change your life, or you may have the opportunity to change mine.
Facts.
Why not roll that dice?
Yeah, bro. Roll the dice, bro.
And if nothing happens, nothing happens.
Yeah.
But that door is still there. That bridge is still built.
Well, I could tell you made a lot of bridges with the comedy scene in Austin. How did that come about? Because you seem so integrated with the comedy
Um,
scene.
so it was, I think, ACL.
Okay.
Um, we're walking, me, my son, just our small group, and I recognized Tony. Um, but I knew I'd seen him on Roast Battles. I had never seen his podcast before. Um,
Tony Hinchcliffe.
Correct.
Yeah.
And dude, he's a huge fan of my son. So he came up, was excited, and we just had this conversation a couple Mondays ago after they did the Kevin Hart roast.
Yeah.
He's like, dude, he's like, you know how I prepared for my set? He's like jamming that Texas Mexican. Then he started playing it at Mitzi's. But I love Tony.
It's always playing at the
Tony
mothership.
is such a gentleman. He's a clever comedian.
Yes.
And he fucking is a hard worker.
Yes.
Tony is a hard worker.
So Tony Hinchcliffe was your into the comedy scene.
Yeah, and so
That's a good one to have.
I didn't even know who he was. I was like, "Hey, bro, you want to come on stage with us?" He's like, "Fuck yeah!" And dude, he brought, and I got his number, and man, we chopped it up for about a year before I ever even went and checked out.
He went on
his show.
stage where, at the Moody Center?
No, at ACL.
Uh,
Yeah, so I brought him on stage with us, and we just jammed out with my son. And,
Oh, okay. Austin City Limits.
yeah.
Oh, wow.
And
That's sick.
and that was how we got plugged in,
Oh, shit. Okay.
and then everything just organically just came
Now you're
together.
bartendering behind the bar at Creek in the Cave. I saw that the other day.
No, that was at Wiggle Room. I startended.
Oh, was that? You
Yeah,
star-tended.
Yeah, startended. I'm not even a bartender, but dude, you know what? I had such a good time. I got my TABC license.
Oh, really?
Like a couple of days later, just so I could go stand behind bars and just do it for fun.
Shake the margarita glass.
Yeah, dude. I thought I was straight Tom Cruise cocktail.
Yeah.
Hey, I thought I was doing so badass, and then one of my homeboys was like, "Bro, you brought me the wrong drink 3 times." I was like, "Bro, I thought I was shining." Yeah, nah,
Shit, fool's good enough.
it was dude, I love my life, man. I get to, I'm literally living the dream. I've been living the dream for fucking 30 plus years now.
Yeah, now you get to see your son kick ass. Are you still going on tour with him a lot?
I do,
Yeah.
but I did it for almost 3 years straight, and I felt like I was disconnecting from who I am,
Yeah.
because I love coaching. I love being in the gym, and being on the road. It is, dude. People think being an artist is just all fun.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no. It's a lot of fucking work. They're working harder than laborers.
You think so? Really?
100%.
Wow.
Yeah.
What are his nights looking like?
Dude, you go to interviews, podcasts, meet and greets, then sound checks, then you perform, and then they might pay you to go to be in a club for an hour or two,
Yeah.
and then and then you want to blow off steam,
Yeah.
and you want to play, and then by the time you're done playing, you're either jumping on the tour bus or running to the airport and going to the next show. Like, I remember our first tour, we did 22 cities in 24 days.
That's a lot.
Yeah, like,
Is that
dude,
on a tour bus or you hopping flights?
no, the first tour flew everywhere. Tour buses is the way to go.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, because they're really fucking comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Willie Nelson's been doing it for a long time on the tour
Yeah.
bus. 93, still pushing along.
yeah.
Man, I gotta ask, what are some you're on tour with That Mexican OT,
Yeah.
boys blowing up like crazy.
Mhm.
What does that nightlife look like? Hoes,
It's a lot of fun.
a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
What's the most fun you had on the road?
Dude, I couldn't put a measuring stick on it. Like,
Yeah.
it's just too many. It's consistently fun.
What I imagine, what is that like? The action from the ladies is just getting thrown at you like crazy.
I've always had that problem.
Hey, my dog,
But
my boy.
yeah, but it's just times 1,000.
Times 1,000, yeah.
And
Is
yeah,
it a lot of you see a lot of white women at these shows?
I see a lot of women. Period. It's in all colors,
Really?
all sizes, all ages.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is Virgil a single man?
Man, that's for him to say.
Okay. Yeah, shouts out, yeah.
Yeah.
Are you a single man?
I'm working on things right now.
I hear that.
I don't necessarily want to be single, but I want to be able to make an investment with somebody that I can grow with, and so that's what I'm working on right now.
You see yourself settling down at all?
Yeah, eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah, eventually.
Do you think you're gonna stay in Austin for a long time?
I really love this city.
Man, so you came here in the '90s,
Originally,
right?
originally 95, moved to Westminster, came back in 99, and pretty much never left. I did a 3-year project for Exxon from 17, 18, 19 because by trade I'm I&E tech,
Okay. I&E Tech.
instrument electrical technician. So I'm doing in like I did a project for Exxon in
Okay.
Baytown. Yeah.
And that's the hometown, Baytown.
No, Bay City.
Bay City. Sorry, excuse me. And 95 in Austin. I mean, dude, you've seen this city change so much, bro.
It used to be super hippie, not super hipster.
Okay.
It's not as cool as it used to be.
Okay.
Because everybody's in their feelings today. Like we need bullies.
Yeah.
We need bullies. Bullies are important and they're vital to our ecosystem
Yeah.
as human beings.
You think so?
Yeah, because when you again, prime example, you get these guys that never had power in their lives.
Yeah.
Put them in power over all these prisoners.
Uh-huh.
Same thing in life. You got these weak people that have never had power in their life. Now they have power because they have the words. They can use their words against you. Now, like you're offending me. And that's valid today.
Right.
That wasn't valid before I left the prison. That was not even a scenario. So when I left the prison, I was culture shocked coming home because it was very gangster when I left, and when I came home, it was so gay.
Austin was gay?
No,
Just the world?
humanity. Period. Not just Austin. I love this city, so
Yeah.
I love its weirdness. I moved here because I was super intrigued and fascinated by it, and people were just nice,
Yeah.
and you didn't have to worry about nobody trying to rob you here or any of that.
Ah, these fools
You
are
know-
gay.
And you know what? Like, what I appreciate about this city is it's small. It's a small city, but yet people still make the effort of making it feel like a community.
Mm-hmm.
So the way I describe it is it's New York and LA energy smashed together with Texas people.
Man, yeah, for sure. For
And
sure.
what I appreciate is everybody who has moved in has picked up our culture here. So LA people try to act like Texas people. New York people try to act like Texas people now.
You think so?
Absolutely.
Wow.
Because and people are receptive to communication.
Yeah.
Like you can't go to New York and just strike conversations with people. You can't just go to LA and do that. You can't even go to Houston, Texas and do that.
Mm.
People aren't as receptive. Here, people are super receptive. Like I can strike a conversation with anybody and they're happy to speak back.
Really? Okay, you've experienced that.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, okay.
And that's phenomenal to me. Like I need that in my life because now I practice communicating with everybody.
Yeah.
I want to know about people. I want to know because when I sit back like if I'm on a plane, a bus, a train, whatever,
Yeah.
and I'm looking at people, I'm wondering I wonder what brought this human being to where they are today, what their childhood was like, what their their adolescence was like, puberty, because these things are what make who you are today. And it's always fascinating what people have been through. And everybody has a story. So there's no measure to who had the most pain or the most joy or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
because everybody has their own unique story.
Absolutely, yeah.
And, everybody's story is fascinating to me.
I love that. That's very beautiful. What do you think the future holds for you, man?
Dude, it's wide open. It's wide open. I'm working on a couple of books right now.
Okay.
I'm just I just feel like I have so much to offer and I haven't even begun to give it all out yet.
You see yourself hopping into any sort of entertainment stuff?
So I host open mics. I host an open mic every Thursday at Ori Bellows here in town.
What's the open
7:30. Ori Bellows.
Is it stand up or is it?
Yeah,
It's
so
all
it's
arts.
an open mic stand up.
Oh, it's for comics.
Yeah, for comics, and I'm gonna start a
Really?
new Saturday night because I understand that there's not a lot of open mics on Saturdays,
Really?
and I give a cash prize out, and because I'm a complete fan of comedy.
Yeah.
Huge fan.
Who's your favorite comic, bro?
Um,
I feel like you're a Cat Williams guy, man.
no, dude. Well, you know what? I love Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart? Okay.
Yeah, I love Kevin Hart. I love
Ron White's a great one.
Ron White, but Concrete, Ralph Barbosa,
Okay. Ralph Barbosa.
Renee Vaca,
Rene Vaca.
Duno,
Duna. I never heard of Duna.
Tomas from Push Trees. Push Trees, look at them up.
Let's go.
Yeah.
He's a comic, Tomas.
Yeah, so he got Dope as Usual podcast. They're all out of L.A.
Okay.
Um,
Are they on the road with
funny
Rene
guys.
Vaca or Ralph Barbosa at all?
Renee? No, they're all doing their own things.
Okay. Okay.
You know, but it is cool as fuck to watch it because I get to see them days in a row. So I see them doing their sets
Yeah.
and just watching their cadence and their delivery, just perfecting, tweak it, you know. And only through constant practice do you perfect anything.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You know, like
You don't even get tired of them seeing them run the same jokes.
no, because it's brand like I that's like saying I get tired of seeing my son perform the same songs every night.
But it's so different with music because they get to do the same, songs all the time. With stand up, it's you got to kind of mix it up a little bit.
No, because the cadence and the delivery is always going to be different. The
Okay.
energy is always different.
It is for sure. For sure.
And you know, the only way to, again, you have to believe it so fucking much the world has no choice.
Mm.
So in your delivery, as your communication, if you don't believe in what you're doing, you're already dead.
Jesus Christ.
You know?
I've died sometimes then. I'll tell you that.
And you know what?
I've lost belief at moments.
But that's part of evolution.
Yeah.
First, you got to realize and understand, okay, I just killed myself because I mind fucked myself.
Yeah.
Because human beings, we constantly mind fuck ourselves.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You know what I do through every workout?
What's
I
that?
tell myself constantly, don't you be no fucking bitch. Don't you be no bitch. Don't you get this shit up. Don't you be a fucking bitch. And if I gotta tell myself that all day,
Yeah.
everybody should be saying that.
Okay.
Don't be a fucking bitch.
Don't be a fucking bitch, bro.
No.
Push through, man.
No.
Well, I got to ask you one more question. Your son being a performer, how does he deal with I'm curious how like someone his level deals with what's like the worst show you've seen? Like how does he deal with that? It's like they don't really have hecklers.
Okay, you know what? I remember in the very beginning of his career,
Yeah.
it was just me and my crowd. It's about 20, 30 people in the audience.
Yeah.
And my son, he came off the stage and he was like, man, the crowd just was not feeling it. They weren't their energy. I was like, son, remember, you're the energy. He was like, boom, you're right. And from that point forward, that's why, dude, his stage presence, bro, he's a real superstar, bro.
Really?
Like my son's stage presence is his interaction with the crowd, he is a professional at what he does. He's Mozart, you know?
It's when you were, because I love that story of you talking about how you used to have him rap for all your friends.
Uh-huh.
Like, how old was he when you were doing that?
12, 13,
12 and 13.
maybe 14, 15.
And how many people would be around when he was doing this?
Dude, it would be like after parties coming home from the strip club. You know, like
Yeah.
if people always ask me for parental advice, and I'm like, dude, I fucked everything up. I fucked it all up. Like I'll never say that I was just this perfect dad and I
Right.
did everything right. And and like even father and son, every relationship always gonna have its thresholds. It's it's floodgates. There's gonna be pros and cons to everything. And
But so he was 12 and 13, and at an after party, you'd bring them home from the strip club, and then you'd wake him up, and he would body these fools?
straight body. I'm like, dude, he would verbally assault them so bad that grown men would want to fight him. I'm like, son, say whatever the fuck you want to say, because if he lifts his hands up, I'm gonna stomp him through this kitchen floor.
Holy shit, that's great.
Like, so.
Was it freestyling?
Oh yeah, always freestyling.
So he's real quick off the top. He can freestyle like crazy.
Yes, he is a better writer.
Okay.
But that's just because now what he has practiced.
Okay.
Remember, anything you practice, you can perfect.
So he's not like a Lil Wayne where he just kind of freestyles and then kind of goes.
No, don't let Lil Wayne fool you. He writes.
Lil Wayne
that
writes.
shit ain't just off the top of his head all the time. No, That's impossible.
Okay.
Um,
He
that-
always claims he
well,
just
I mean, you know what? Because you're gonna freestyle,
yeah.
but I mean, dude, I watched my son do 16 tracks in one night.
16 tracks in one night.
In the
Are you there in the studio with him a lot?
Oh yeah, I'm. As soon as we're done here, I'm head home. I'm gonna go to the studio with them, shoot a video. We're gonna be active in the next few days.
Do you write any stuff?
No,
No, right. You don't write any
no,
songs.
that's it. Remember, that's his gift.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that's
not
his
you.
gift. No, I don't. You know, again, when I said I came home to left a vibrant 4-year-old home to a broken 11-year-old, really the only time I ever saw my son just be confident with his chest out is
Yeah.
when he did music.
Really?
So as a father, how do you not promote that? How do you not encourage that?
Yeah,
You know, he's been such an artist since he was so little
yeah.
that he was like, Dad, I don't even want to be a rapper no more because everybody says they want to be a rapper.
Oh well.
I'd be like, shut the fuck up and hit this beat.
Yeah.
You know, Dude,
Shut up,
He
fool.
was writing 100-bar songs like it wasn't shit when he was a kid.
Really?
Then for a whole year, he's like, hey, I'm going to be a Christian rapper. And like the way he fills pockets up, he did that with 0 cuss words.
Wow. Okay.
You know, so his mind, like, dude, I would turn on a song, he
Mhm.
would rap over the lyrics of that song and always have good content. And I'm like, dude, you know how brilliant you are? I can't stop singing this song and you're being creative over it.
Wow. Okay.
You know, and like he would try to break down beats. He's like, you hear that? You hear this is when you drop. Like, he's never been trained and he just always had the ear for it. Like, what I see in the future for my son is him owning his own label with his own artist
Yeah.
and just being a, the next Dr. Dre, the next Eminem, the next that Mexican OT.
And Mexican, does he add flavor of Tejano music or any of that?
Oh yeah,
Like-
listen to the cumbia that he just dropped.
Okay.
It's that
Does he got
Mexican
any
OT,
like
the cumbia.
in-house accordion players that he ever gets? Because I'm a
No,
huge
not
fan of the
yet.
accordion.
Yeah, not yet, but that's gonna be super cool. Like, so we did Madison Square Garden last year with the Kill Tony band,
Yeah.
and that's the first time he was able to perform with the live band. And dude, it was so fucking dude. I was in tears.
That's so sick.
You know, now that I'm older, dude, everything makes me cry. Believe it or not, I
Yeah.
see movies and I'm all like, just
I feel the same way, bro.
you know, you just and before that was never like
Yeah.
I would never allow myself to be emotional, and now, you just it feels good to have emotions,
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
and like forever it was like I was like no emotions.
You're just like, fuck, don't be a bitch.
Yeah, don't be
a bitch.
and
Sometimes it's good to be
like
a little bit bitch.
like so I stole this from Joe,
Yeah.
but because he had those shirts, conquer your inner bitch.
Yeah.
And like, dude, I love that quote because you have to conquer that inner bitch, bro.
Yeah.
Because it's so easy to say, you know what, I'm tired. You know what, I don't want to do it. No, you know what, not today.
Yeah.
You just gotta conquer that inner bitch and just fucking do it. Get it done. Because no matter how much my mother and father love me, they still don't love me as much as I do. And I know they would die for me,
Yeah.
And you have to, like I was saying earlier when we first started, that when I was a kid, they gave us nothing to be proud of. So I had to find my self-respect, my pride,
Mm-hmm.
And I just did the Ancestry.com. I'm 49% indigenous, so I'm 49% Apache. My mother and her sister, my Aunt Sylvia, they've already been inaugurated into the Apache tribe.
Wow.
I'm in the process of getting my card. So if ISIS ever hits me up, I'm like, bitch, I've been here longer than you.
Yeah. Look at that, Buster.
It's a super flex for me, bro.
Yeah. I mean, you have you look like an Aztec warrior too, man.
I've always looked at myself like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, I remember you saying too. I never even thought about that. The Aztecs were the first to put the grills in, the gold teeth.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, I never even thought of that.
Even the braids and all that.
Yeah.
They were putting emeralds and diamonds and rubies and all kind. They were drilling their teeth to put them in there.
Wow.
And a lot of our culture has been robbed and stolen, but you know what? Who cares?
Yeah.
You'll never hear a lot of Indians crying about anything.
Well, yeah, there's not much
Like we were
left.
literally we were the original slaves
Yeah, I mean,
before anybody. You know, and
not to
like,
speak of the genocide that happened to
well, you know the most genocided culture of all of humanity, the Native American
Native
Indian.
Americans. Yeah,
And you know the
like
United
100
States
million.
won't talk about it because then they'll have to admit they genocided more people than Genghis Khan and Hitler together.
Yeah, I know it's a lot, bro. It's a
You
lot.
know,
I
and
guess someone would make the argument that it was caused mostly from disease and
no. Yeah, I
there
mean,
was a lot of killing.
but that was super intentional as
No,
well.
no, absolutely, yeah.
And you know what fucks me up is he came over. Christopher Columbus was not an explorer. First of all, he's a fucking pirate,
Yeah,
and he brought the first slaves with him. And if you really do your research, Christopher Columbus was Jewish. No offense if you're
Really?
Jewish. I have a lot of Jewish friends.
yeah.
But you know, there's good and bad in every culture. But you know, it's just greed is a very unfortunate thing that humans have.
Mm.
And if you have any type of greed in you, dude, karma's real.
Mm.
And if you don't deal with it here, you're gonna deal with it there.
What type of greed are you talking about? Just money wise, or
Any type of greed.
yeah,
You know, any type of greed. Because, man, I'm a giver.
yeah,
I'm a healer. I'm a giver. You know, there's takers and there's givers in this world, and takers will always find givers to take from.
I got to wrap. That's a
You know?
tongue twister right there.
And, you know, like, it makes me happy to be able to give.
Absolutely.
My son's the same way, man. He just wants to, like, nothing he does is for financial purpose.
Really,
The financial reward is just a perk,
I love that.
you know?
I love that.
Because no matter what, he'd still do music every day,
Yeah,
period.
freaking.
Just
period.
like me, no matter what, like, dude, I remember as a coach, my biggest heartbreak as a coach is believing in people more than they believe in themselves.
Yeah.
So when you got people that are on your schedule and then they're like, oh man, I'm not going to make it. I'm like, bro, I'm here for fucking you. Why aren't you here? This is for you.
You got fools canceling on you all the time.
Dude, you know, and like that makes me, that's why I fire him. I'm like, you know what? I can't be your coach anymore.
Wow.
Because you don't believe in yourself enough to want to be here. Everybody has an excuse to why they're falling short. Instead of saying, you know what, I'm just being lazy. You know, because people always complain about, I got to stop this and stop that before I start this. No. Just start a good habit and watch all the bad habits organically fall off.
Mm. I love that.
It's inevitable. Because I tell my son and everybody, everything you do in life should be for self-gratification, not public. If you're doing everything for public, anything, it's already dead. It won't last.
It's cooked. Man, we've been preaching a lot of this. Is the most. I feel like this has almost been like a motivational podcast, which is beautiful. I like it.
I mean, I
love
hope that
hearing
I
it.
can motivate anybody, bro, because everything I say is I'm talking to the mirror, in the mirror.
Yeah.
You know, I have to pep. I think it's very important for people to look in the mirror and pep talk themselves every day. Because remember, if you don't believe it, how the fuck is your wife, your kids, your employer, your employees?
Yeah.
How is anybody going to believe in you if you don't fucking believe in you?
True.
You
You
know?
got to believe in yourself, bro.
I mean, that's the foundation. That's where it all starts.
Believing in yourself.
You know?
Well, is there any parting words you'd like to say before we get out of here, man?
Go check me out on Fitness TCB Coach C, Instagram, TikTok. If you still use Facebook, come check me out at Oribello's every Thursday night, 7:30 to 9:30. I will be scheduling a new Saturday event for comics. I do give out cash prizes. Shout out Push Trees.
Come on,
Shout
baby.
out Diamante on the glasses. And man, I just appreciate you coming into my home.
Oh, buddy.
and
No,
spending
thank you
time
for
with
having me.
Yeah.
This is so sick, dude.
Yeah, welcome to my home, bro.
Yes,
I
sir.
love it.
Well, thanks,
Austin,
partner.
Texas.
Come on, baby.
If you don't live here already, stay home.
Yeah.
But you can come visit anytime. It's a great city, man. Go check out my son. He's about to start a new tour. He's about to drop a new album called Sophie's Son, which was his mother. And it's, you know, he puts his heart into everything, but this one, you can really tell that he just allowed his heart to speak, and it's beautiful. So
That's beautiful, bro.
yeah,
Well, thank you
love
again,
you,
buddy.
baby.
Thank you, dear
Pleasure.
buddy.
We got to do this again.
Come on, buddy.